This is a popular debate that will never end, no matter how much you argue and how much evidence you bring to the table on the opposition's side. Kid Buu is the personification of evil, a being whose sole purpose is to annihilate and destroy all existence for absolutely no reason, facing off against Buuhan, a Majin who absorbed many warriors and inherited their strengths as well as his. I'll give my light on it and explain who really wins. Likewise, I'll be using both sources of the anime and manga, since the community has a massive problem with sticking to one continuity, and I'll also use the Dragon Ball Z guidebooks as sources as well, given how they are approved by Bird Studio and are published as reliable databooks for information to either series. Without further ado, let's get into explaining the power of the two and who really wins. In the anime, the scaling for Kid Buu is purely just undeniable. Goku and Buu's fight is said to be a battle that decides the future of the entire universe. This means their battle controls the fate of whatever happens to the cosmos and everybody within it. If Kid Buu wins, he will destroy the entire universe. But if Goku succeeds in winning, the universe will be saved of complete destruction. This is stated numerous of times in the anime that Goku and Kid Buu is the final showdown in history. It was even stated that the only person who could defeat Kid Buu was Goku, and that nobody else in the universe and even the afterlife had the power to go and challenge Buu and best him, adding consistency from the previous statements that call their fight the future of the universe. There's no contradictions to any of these statements without anybody being capable of coming up with a valid enough counter-argument to them. Most of them would say that Buuhan or Ultimate Gohan didn't exist when these statements came out, so they wouldn't apply to them. But not only is this just blatantly false, as Gohan was literally revived, and then after that implies Goku is the only person who can defeat Kid Buu. He even worried about the safety of the universe, which wouldn't really make any sense if he was just way superior than Kid Buu, with guidebooks also reaffirming this by stating that Kid Buu would have took out the entire universe and that it wouldn't have a tomorrow if Goku lost. The anime constantly regurgitates that the only possible way of defeating Kid Buu is by using the Spirit Bomb and that there isn't any other way to defeat him, which, again, wouldn't make any sense if the warriors that were currently existing in the universe were way stronger than him and can pretty much beat him had they brought them to the world of the Sacred Kai. Kid Buu also pushes away the Super Spirit Bomb, which took the energy of not just the Earth, but also the whole afterlife with it. And despite all of that power, Buu just grabs it and pushes it away, with Vegeta saying that they need to power up the Spirit Bomb more, basically stating that it isn't strong enough to defeat Kid Buu. People try to say that Goku was exhausted, which is true, but doesn't change anything at all. If the Spirit Bomb was stronger than him, he would not have been able to push it. All Goku did was shoot and force the power at him. He wasn't the power itself. The Spirit Bomb does not work that way. For example, when Frieza was hit by the Spirit Bomb, he couldn't push the energy away from him because of how strong it is, despite the fact that Goku isn't even pushing the Spirit Bomb his way. This would immediately trash any argument of the sort because Frieza couldn't stop the Spirit Bomb when Goku wasn't pushing it. And the fact that Buu can stop it would prove that he is clearly superior to all the energy contained within the ball. Buu was stated multiple times to be the strongest, and that nobody before them was stronger. This is stated multiple times in Daisen Shu, where he's described as being the strongest in the universe, as well as being the most powerful alongside Goku. This submits the idea of Kid Buu being stronger than everyone and including Gohan and everyone in the universe. How does this stand up to Buuhan? It's actually a bunch. Buuhan doesn't have that sheer amount of statements Kid Buu has, which is not a good luck for him. But the fans brought up some evidence like Goku. They used the statements of Goku mentioning in the anime that he and Vegeta would get destroyed by Super Buu, and how he shouldn't have destroyed the earrings. You have to realize that Goku is making this statement as the size of a fucking flea, with no idea that he was going to get his original body back, with it even being stated in Daisenshu 10 that Goku and Vegeta were cut from 1 out of 1,000th of their power. Given how Goku was visibly shocked after they returned to normal, Vegito being mentioned has several interpretations. because the power gap between him and Buu could have been so large that cutting it wouldn't have mattered. Also, Daizenshu repeats that Vegito has a special ability that he cannot be affected by physical change. An ability where he can be morphed and still possess his original power that he always had. Vegito literally beating Buuhan up as a candy while everyone else was dead proves this. Even if you don't want to use this argument, it wouldn't matter, because of the fact that moments after, they proceed to fight Super Buu with Goku, stating that he could actually kill him, with Buu even agreeing with him, but we know this isn't the case because of how they're actively fighting inside of Buu's body, so they wouldn't have any means of defeating him or really killing him. Based off this argument just gets shut down. Funnily enough, when Buu tanks diffused and turned into Buu Kalo, Goku laughs at him and implies that even he could beat him in that state, and that even Gohan can beat him as well. He's basically saying that someone weaker than him is able to defeat Buu, and that he no longer needs to intervene. So how would this make any sense at all? Discarding the fact that Goku was shown to have beat a fake Gohan who was stated to be as strong as the original, there's no way for Gohan to be stronger than Goku anyways. Another way they get Kid Buu is because of Goku being terrified of Buuhan and requesting to fuse with the earrings. Meanwhile, against Kid Buu, they weren't scared, and they didn't need to fuse to win. Before you can even come close to trying to say this, you need to understand Goku and Vegeta's perspective in both moments. Goku was being influenced by the Elder Kai that he absolutely needs to put the earrings on. Goku before that was going to go over there and teleport without knowing what Potara is. And against Kid Buu is not remotely close to being the same. In the moment, it was just blatantly shown that they were underestimating Kid Buu because of how small he is and the fact that he's a midget size. This is a reoccurring thing in Dragon Ball where the smaller villain are perceived as the weakest, despite the fact that they are the strongest. They also didn't use the Potara due to Saiyan pride, and since Buu wasn't a merged fighter anymore, they didn't need to be merged as well. Goku later regrets this idea, then states that he should have used the Potara and that Vegito himself probably could have beat him, which is an uncertainty. Goku states that facing an unfused being is not their style, and that he would like to rely on themselves. He directly states that he just wants to fight Kid Buu separately. You also need to remember that they are making these statements while underestimating Kid Buu's power. Then they come back and later regret not putting on the earrings to defeat Buuhan. On to the next topic, they say Super Saiyan 3 Goku was relative and on par with Kid Buu, so there's no possible way Kid Buu could be stronger than Buuhan. Except, this would just simply mean Goku got stronger throughout the Buu saga, which is consistent, as the series show that Saiyans are able to grow several times stronger during fights and after it, especially with how Goku and Vegeta got a post-Potara fusion amp. When getting revived back to life, it's stated you become stronger, and in this case, the Moro arc shows you the importance of how strong life energy is and what it can do to a person. Vegeta being brought back to the world of the living would also boost his strength, as stated in the Dragon Book. Let's not forget to mention the fact that Goku was stated in the anime, the manga, the guidebooks, and even the games, and almost every single source to have been using full power against Kid Buu, and despite that, he still couldn't defeat him. Note that this same Super Saiyan 3 Goku is stated in V-Jump guides to have comparable power with Buuhan. Goku fired off a full-power Kamehameha and still couldn't defeat Kid Buu. So despite the guidebooks stating that Goku and Kid Buu were on par with each other, we know it's not true because it's only referring to the beginning of the fight where none had an advantage, and this Kid Buu was actively holding back. Vegeta tells Goku to go full power and stop messing around, but he confirms that it's not him who is holding back, but it is Kid Buu who is playing around. So not only is Goku fighting at full power against Kid Buu, but this same Kid Buu is holding back against him, and like I said before, it's stated a bunch of times that Goku and Kid Buu's fight decides the entire universe in their hands, and that they are the strongest in the universe. Based off of this preposterous amount of evidence, There's no way Buuhan has a chance of even coming close to winning based off of these statements. They might say that taking away the absorptions would make Kid Buu weaker. But if you say this, you haven't been paying close enough attention to the Buu cycle. Of course, Buu absorbing people makes him stronger. That isn't the point. It's the point that he had absorbed one of the Kais which had reduced his power by a lot, creating Fat Buu. It's stated by Elder Kai, Merged Kai, and the guidebooks that it weakened him, due to the goodness in his heart, and the more evil Buu is, the more stronger he is. Extracting the Kai boosted his power more than the warriors, and pretty much a bunch of guide statements say Buu was stronger, with even Toriyama commenting on how Buu is getting stronger and stronger with each transformation. When Buu took away Fat Buu, which would in turn take away the second Kai inside of him that made him buff Buu, his ki was getting stronger, and he finally became Kid Buu. There are multiple statements in Dragon Ball Z and even Dragon Ball Kai that call Buu the most powerful Buu up until this point, with Goku commenting that Buu was on a completely different level than all of the other Buus before him, implying Kid Buu was a special Buu and surpassed every previous Buu. With these statements, there is pretty much nothing people on the Buuhan side can argue at this point. They can try and throw out that it's filler content, so it's non-canon material since it never appears in the manga, and how it's supplementary, even though there exist two types of filler, which is non-canon filler and canon filler. The filler is directly tying into the canon and doesn't contradict the story elements within the plot. If that's not enough, it's stated a bunch of times that the Dragon Ball filler is canon to Toriyama, and how he made the filler. That the filler is anime canon meant so the anime couldn't instantly catch up to the manga without it being simple non-canon filler like other anime does. The manga source is not the god of Dragon Ball, since it's not only stated to be a separate universe from the anime, but connect to it. Manga includes stories that were never originally shown, so you can argue that the filler is simply happening off-screen in the manga. Same thing with the Majin Vegeta and Goku fight. Another argument they use is that Buuhan scales to Vegito, which is just not true, so I'm just going to do this to debunk it. Now, there might have been a few arguments going around online saying that Buuhan and base form Vegito were evenly matched in their fight due to a couple of statements. One where it's mentioned that the two of them seemed evenly matched, while another most likely from a guidebook or pamphlet stating in the translation that the both of them were equal in power. However, I find this very, very false, and for multiple reasons. The statement only says that they seemed evenly matched appearance-wise, meaning that they only initially looked even, not that they actually are in a general sense, as this requires a bunch of more context for it to be equal. It may have looked as if Goku and Kid Buu were equal, but they weren't. Same logic would apply to any other fight in the series, so it wouldn't automatically make them equal in strength. Merged Kai, who makes a similar statement to this, immediately gets a fact check by the Elder Kai, showing that Buuhan never had an equal stance with Vegito, and that he was actually losing the fight instead of winning it. The next statement is more informative than the last one, referring that they are outright evenly matched instead of appearing evenly matched. Fortunately, this statement can merely be in context to a suppressed Vegito. We know this, because when Vegito first appears, he makes it apparent after being tossed around by Buuhan that he had just got this new body and hasn't yet adjusted to it. He even said the fun will begin, meaning he was holding back while having newly adjusted to his body. Once Vegito starts to get invested in the fight, he started to dominate Buuhan and overpower him multiple times and force him to be on the defense. He beat him badly and bashed him in as shown in the recording that you can see. If that's not enough for you, in the middle of the fight, where they had a quick monologue, Buuhan states that he would stop holding back against him and actually try killing him, whereas Vegito taunted him and even said that he had enough power to kill Buuhan in just his base form. To summarize, Vegito, who was holding back and getting used to his body, was destroying a Buuhan who wanted to kill him. And if this is still not enough to convince to you that Buuhan cannot defeat base Vegito, it's stated a bunch of times that Vegito was the ultimate fighter and the strongest in the universe, which would naturally include Buuhan as well. And for the final nail in the coffin, it was stated in guidebooks that Vegito overpowered Buuhan and how he surpasses him in just base form. Boom. Mic drop. Base Vegito, without a doubt in my mind, is stronger than Buuhan, so any argument that he is stronger is debunked by this. Last trump card they use is how Buuhan states that Vegito hadn't yet surpassed him and that he needed to transform to prove the point that he did. However, this can easily be dismissed by a cocky statement, seeing as Buuhan is an arrogant person and how he has two arrogant Saiyans inside of him. Base Vegito was already stronger than him. He transformed to embarrass him more. Vegito did not need to transform to defeat Buuhan. The only reason he did it is to make Buuhan truly understand that he had no actual way of defeating him in the fight. He was already surpassed back then. And as stated before, Vegito is considered to be the most powerful warrior up to the point of fighting Buuhan. Buuhan doesn't scale to Vegito, and with that I'll conclude the video. Goodbye, everyone.